Well, welcome.
Order,
Welcome
please.
to Baker to Vegas
Get
2025.
a medium for
Just a
Atlanta,
couple of
Mary.
months ago, we were in the desert finishing up.
Yeah.
Time just goes pretty fast. So
Yeah,
it's race time. I can't even believe that we are ready to go. But
Matt.
nonetheless, here we are, ready to rock and roll and get ready for the next race season.
Somebody's on their mic.
Okay, so let me change my slide here. No? Perfect. All right, so on the slide, you'll see all of our staff members. Nothing has changed from last year to this year. Our president is still Ruben Gonzalez. Our race director is Amanda Langford. Our general manager is Ruben Crane, and Ruben's going to be your point of contact for some of the administrative stuff, such as the use of the Baker to Vegas for your shirts and things like that. The assistant race coordinator is Adina, and there's her email address. And of course, you guys know me, Rick Santos, the race coordinator, and there is my email address. Before we go any further, I'd like to turn this over to Amanda, our race director, who has a few words to say.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to welcome everyone on behalf of LAPRAC. Thank everyone for returning and the new teams for coming out. And we're hoping to have a really good race season this year. We're keeping it at the Rio for right now, and they've had a lot of upgrades since even the last race. So hopefully the hotel will be if you guys were there last year, the lobby's done, the pool's completely done. So it should be a better venue than it was last year. And so we're hoping to have a great race.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. I'm going to start, before I go through the rest of the slides, I want to mention on your tables, and for those of you who are online, I will email this out. You guys have the Baker to Vegas team captain checklist. And really, we put this together to kind of help you guys stay on task. It's not all encompassing, but it's kind of a rough idea of what's to be expected as far as items to be turned in the timelines, things that you should be looking for. We thought this might be able to help you guys out, especially the new team captains. So that's yours. They're at the tables. And like I said, for those of you online, I will go ahead and I will email those out probably this evening, if not tomorrow. Oops, did I go to? All right, we're going to talk about our sponsors. Again, without our sponsors, this race does not exist. We owe a huge amount of thank you to them. Our title sponsor, once again, is the Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. The official communications / platinum sponsor is Verizon Frontline. Their response team, they come out and they're the ones who set up not only communications at every stage, but as well as our CP at the hotel. They do quite a bit for us. And then our silver sponsor, National Life Group. And we also have Mark from 911, who's also part of our silver sponsor group for our race. A couple of our sponsors would like to come up and speak. The first one, Ruben, do we have the credit union on board? Okay, I'm going to turn this over to our title sponsor, the Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. I believe it's Natalie. She's on, so she's going to go. Say again? Daniel, I'm sorry, Daniel. Daniel, floor is yours.
Not a problem, Rick. Thank you. Once again, Daniel Sines, Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. Happy. Can you hear me? The online
okay,
folks
unfortunately, Daniel, sorry, buddy, we're having some technical difficulties. Oh, Zoom can hear you, but our folks here cannot. So just be advised.
Gotcha. So the folks on the Zoom, we're happy to be title sponsor once again for the race. Just a reminder to those folks that are within municipal, city, county agencies in LA County, San Bernardino, Riverside, Ventura, and Orange. We're happy to sponsor your team. Last year and the previous years, you probably had a designated representative that you've been working with. So feel free to reach back out to that person to inquire about sponsorship. Still a little early. We have some time. We don't start processing sponsorships until the beginning of the year. But I'm going to go ahead and drop my email in the chat. This way you guys have it if you have any questions up until that point. and we'll be attending every Baker to Vegas meeting. So we'll have updates as we move closer to the race, more announcements, and just more information on how we can help sponsor your team. Good luck to you, and hope to see you out there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that, buddy. The next sponsor that we have is actually here. I'm going to bring up, if I can change the slide here. Can you change the slide for me, Rube? For whatever reason, it's not working. There we go. Javier Rodriguez from National Life Group. Javier.
Thank you, Rick. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Javier Rodriguez with National Life Group. I just wanted to let you know that we are officially going to be backing you as far as the Baker to Vegas 2025 race is concerned. We've helped a lot of teams raise literally tons and tons of money, and we're going to do this once again this year. I think as a team captain, it's very important for you to understand that when it comes to running a successful race, money isn't everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen. And so therefore, it's important for you to get as much of it as you possibly can. We are running a straight up $300 cash donation if you meet the criteria that is on this form right here. We've done this for many, many years. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about the money we've helped other teams raise here. So if you want to get a little background as to how we do it, what we do for you, you have one gentleman here, Officer McGee, that can vouch for what we do. And of course, just literally tons and tons of teams we've helped in the past. If you are interested, all you have to do is complete this form if you're here in person. If you're on the webinar, on Zoom, I should say, you can just scan the QR code that you see on the screen and complete the online form. I will reach out to you for availability, dates, funds, and so on. And then we can go ahead and take it from there. Or you can just simply go to B2V, as in Baker to Vegas, B2Vfunds.com. And we will be more than happy to help your team out as well. So thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's help. Wish everybody the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. For those, oh yeah.
For those that are here, we're going to do a raffle for a Las Vegas stay during the Baker to Vegas weekend. So if you are interested in that, just complete the form. We'll collect it and we'll do it at the end.
All right. So for those of you who don't know Javier, I'm going to give you a brief background. I've known Javier for, gosh, several years. Javier was prior law enforcement with our agency, LAPD, and has done a number of good things with his organization and reaching out and helping all the Baker to Vegas teams. So it is relatively simple. A lot of teams have taken advantage of it, regardless of agency. So again, reach out to them and get your money if you can. All right, next person, I've got Mark to come on up. Mark is from 911 Financial. So Mark, please.
Thank you. Hi, good morning. My name is Mark Benavides. I'm a financial advisor with 911 Financial Services. We're really excited to be back again as a platinum sponsor for our third straight year. What we do is we work within deferred comp. If your plan allows you to have an advisor on the plan, then we can manage your account with individual stocks and individual bonds, stuff like that. So we also would like to help out teams that we can work with. So reach out to me or through Ruben to find out if your plan is able to use our services, and then we'd like to give you guys a monetary donation, probably around $500. So reach out and see if your plan we can work with. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Again, brief background with Mark. Mark came to us, I believe this is year 2 or 3? Year 3. And every year he's jumped in more and more. The first year was kind of the toes, and after that he was bought and sold. He saw all the hard work that you all do, and him and his organization said, hey, we want to be part of that. And to their credit, they are here and willing to help all of you as much as they possibly can. So again, when these sponsors come up and want to help you guys out, take advantage, reach out to them and see what you guys can get from them and offer them. Okay, race dates. In case you don't know, April 5 and 6 are the actual race dates, and the host hotel, once again, is the Rio. Like Amanda was talking about, they've done some good things at the hotel. The committee has done a great job of working with the hotel and making sure that they understand what is needed by you all. So please take advantage and come on out, especially with those rates. Speaking of rates, here's a QR code to go directly to the hotel reservations. I've put it in the last couple of videos for you guys to understand these rooms will sell out. The rates were negotiated, gosh, I want to say 8 years ago. That's when these rates were negotiated. You're not going to find a lower rate. And this rate includes the resort fee. So if you choose not to stay, which is, I mean, that's your prerogative, obviously, but just understand, hey, when you're comparing apples to apples, make sure that is what you're doing. Because this includes everything. And like I mentioned, we sell out every single year. And in the end, I usually have folks reaching out to me, hey, are there any more rooms? Are there any more rooms? And I have to tell them no. So take advantage, reach out early, start booking those rooms. It is active. You can do it now. So please. Our YouTube page, please subscribe, but not only you, it's important that you have your team members subscribe. We're going to start putting some videos on there that are specific to the race course and things, just like last year where we talked about changes to 18. We showed you the map and things like that. And unfortunately, a lot of that wasn't shared with your teammates. And when it's all on video, it makes your job as team captain a whole heck of a lot easier. So take advantage. We've put this together so that way, you know, we can make your job easier. Share it with everybody who's on the team. So that way you don't have to answer everything. You could just point them directly to the YouTube page. Please know that the vast majority of the information is on there. When you guys ask me questions that I already answered 9.5 times out of 10, I'm just sending you the video that has the answer. Because everything is there. I promise you, you just have to look for it. And in the video description itself, we've gotten to the point where we're talking about it, and Ruben Crane, it not only lays it out what's covered in the video, but the timestamp of where it's covered. And if you click on that timestamp, it takes you directly to that topic. So we're taking steps to try and make this as easy as possible for you. So please utilize our YouTube page. There is a new race category, the 3,500. This is for all the agencies that aren't large in number. 3,500 agency with agency or agencies that equal no more than that 3,500, and it's all sworn personnel. This is a new category for this year. We're trying it out, see if it sticks. Pretty straightforward, you know. And again, all sworn all sworn categories are eligible for the cup. So please note that. Make sure that you look through the categories. I will be posting the rule book within the next couple of days, so it will have everything that's on there in regards to the category. But this is the big one. This is the new change, 3,500. Another rule book change. In the past, stages 18, 19, and 20 were not allowed to wear any type of music devices, whether they're in your ear or playing music on your phone. The committee discussed it and have decided that they will allow it, but nothing in the ear. The bone conductor type headphones for 18, 19, and 20 are allowed, or you are allowed to play music from your handheld device. So that is a big change. I know some of you who run those backstages have asked for years if you can do that. Now you can. And again, that's for 18, 19, and 20. 1 through 17 remains the same as it always has been. So not a problem there. Some of you won't know what exactly I'm referring to, and some of you yet will. Last year we had an incident where somebody came out and had a third-party communications vehicle out on the stages, and we can't have that. As I mentioned earlier, Verizon Frontline is our official race communications. Number one, they are the ones who are allowed to be out there. But number two, it causes problems on our communication side. We have to adhere to all the FAA rules. We have a communications director that goes through and sets all the channels, all the frequencies for everybody that are on that race course. And if we do not adhere to that, we could end up in trouble. So communications is a big part, as you guys understand, throughout that race. Without communications, we can't operate a safe race. So we cannot have anybody going out and posting their own vehicle and running their own communications in that manner. So this is a new rule change, and the consequence for this is disqualification. So please understand, that's how serious this is. It can create a lot of problems, like I mentioned. So please do not do it. If you have any questions about it, just reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with the right people if I cannot answer it. All right, here's another big one for you all. All bibs will be handed out Friday night. Now people are looking at the screen. All bibs are be handed out Friday night with your team captain package. So it's your responsibility to get your bibs to your runners. Now, if you guys choose to circulate one bib through all 20 stages, hey, that's on you. Every runner must have a bib. But all of them will be handed out Friday at the Rio. Okay, your runners will still be responsible for checking in at their stages. We still have to know who's running the stage, but that's it. They're just going to come up with their ID and say, hey, I'm Joe Smith, team 25, and they'll check them off if they're on there. If it's a change, they'll just note the change on the form. So that way we have accountability for who's on the race course, number one, and number two, any changes, we can go back through and make those changes at the end of the race for the individual results. Yes, still have to bring an ID. That's all. And it could be a photo on their phone, just as it's been the last few years. You could bring a photo on your phone, just your ID. That way you're not losing anything out there. Couple of things before we get to questions. I want to announce, first of all, that we had the artwork competition again this year. And just understand that we received a few, and there was actually an agency who won both the runner shirts, two different agencies who won the artwork for the design of the runner shirts this year, as well as the merchandise shirts. So those agencies will be receiving, I think it's $500 off of their registration entry fee this year. So, you know, if we continue to run this every year, you know, it might behoove you all to put something together and submit it. $500 is quite a bit of money, you know, so. And one more thing, those of you who have not paid and are wondering why I keep harping on why it's important to pay early, each team, for those of you who are new to the race, each team must submit a volunteer for the race. And your volunteer gets to choose their assignment based upon the list that we'll put out of assignments, but they get to choose based upon when you all pay. So if you pay first, there's a very good likelihood that they're going to receive the assignment that they've requested, because we only have so many at each stage. Like if everybody wants to work follow vehicle staging, we might only have 10 bodies out there. So the first 10 that requested it, based upon when they pay, will receive that position. The later you pay, if you wait to the last minute to pay, which there's nothing wrong with that, just understand, you know, your volunteer will get something less desirable. And that kind of makes it tough for you next year when you're trying to recruit people, you know, and the last person had to stand on a corner for 8 hours, 10 hours, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a little rough for sure. But so that's why I keep talking to you guys about paying early. Again, you have up until the 13th of December before the price goes up. So you can pay at any point in time, but just understand your volunteer position is based upon your payment date. And with that, I will open up for questions for anybody who's got them. Yes, ma'am. Correct. So the first deadline is the $2,400. So if you pay prior to December 13th, your entry fee is $2,400. There is no increase. The increase is for those who pay after the fact. Yeah. And understand, there's a difference between registration and payment. So for those of you who are watching this and haven't registered but want to pay, because that happens from time to time, please register. Reach out to me and I will send you a link to register. It's important that we, get a count of who's coming. And then you can pay after the fact, or you can pay at the same time. But if you haven't registered and you intend to participate, reach out to me if you don't already have your registration link. Any other questions? Yes, sir. I will open up that option for you guys shortly once I start getting things set, and I'll shoot out a group email saying, hey, you guys can go in and change your categories.
Can you repeat the question I asked?
I'm sorry. So the first question was in regards to payment, how much or when did they have to pay by before the increases? And then the second question was in regards to changing your category. Right now, that option is closed to all the teams. I will open that option, but when I do so, I'll go ahead and I'll let all the teams know that via email that you can change your categories. All right, online questions, go for it. No, we will not mail out bibs. It gets way too costly, and there's too many bad things that can happen.
Should we get a list of assignments and when to send requests?
So the list of assignments will come out relatively soon. Adina's working on it because we've changed some assignments. We've added a few things here and there. So that will come out soon. I will email that to all of you. I don't want that information probably until turn of the calendar. Somewhere around January, February is when we're going to start asking for that information. Because number one, you don't know who your volunteer is. Even if you think you do, you may not. So if I receive it right now, it's going to get lost in the shuffles. Please don't send that to me just yet. Hang on to it. I will let you guys know when I'm looking for that.
Is the 1 mile marker system the same this year? Last year it seemed that there were a few 1 mile out signs missing.
In regards to the 1 mile out markers, we will again reiterate to the stages that they shall have those 1 mile out markers out there. Part of the problem last year was the wind. The wind was knocking them down. They didn't have anything to hold them down with. So they collapsed some of those just because it kept falling. But yes, we will make sure at the stages that they do still put those out.
Find that they're requesting their assignment for their volunteer. It is a request. It is not guaranteed.
Correct. As we discussed, you will receive a request of 3 different positions when it comes to your volunteers. And we'll ask you to rate them or to rank them 1, 2, 3. 1 being their most desirable, 3 being their least desirable. We're going to try and accommodate those top 3. But obviously, if you're paying later on, you're going to get option 4, 5, or 6, or 7. Just kind of how it goes. Any other questions, folks? All right, keep monitoring the YouTube page. Keep monitoring your emails. You are responsible for everything that I put on those YouTube videos. And like I said, I try and put as much information on them as possible. So that way you guys have everything in front of you. I try and make it as easy as I can for you all. All right, guys. If we have no other questions, thank you guys. Oh, the raffle. Yes. Sorry. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Correct. So the question was in regards to payment, if you can bring the check directly to the LAPRAC office. Yes, the LAPRAC office is located here at the Elysian Park Academy. It's in the main building across from the captain's office. So if you go to the guard shack, for those of you who aren't familiar with the building, if you go to the guard shack, when you pull up and ask them where the captain's office is, we're right across. The LAPRAC office is right across from there.
Call in regard to payment and choosing assignment for volunteer.
No, I mean, if you pay early, I mean, early is now. I've got probably about more than half the teams, I would say, that have already paid. So just understand that people are coming in more so this year than years prior, coming in paying. So
Says, are there some item issues to the teams, or do we bring everything, FRS radios, vests for night running, et cetera?
we'll go over some of those items as time goes on, because if I tell you everything right now, you're going to forget about it. But FRS radios.
We don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, do we issue? No, the club does not issue, the race does not issue any of that equipment. You are responsible for all that equipment. And that equipment is lighted vests, FRS radios, as you all mentioned, and some of the other items. If you go onto the website, there is a follow vehicle checklist on there, and those items are what's going to be required. I'll make a note and I'll create a QR code that'll take you directly to there.
We have to wear the shirts you were sending us. Can we make our?
You can wear any shirt you want when you run. In regards to making your own, you 100% can make your own. The thing is you have to request permission via form, and I'll put that online to use the verbiage Baker to Vegas B2V, because it is trademarked. And obviously, if as a company, you want to make sure that your logo, your brand is being properly used. That's all. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get turned away. It might get tweaked. Your artwork might get tweaked a little bit here and there, but nothing major. So, and I'll go over that form with you guys online.
You bring back 1 mile out announcement.
1 mile out announcements are not coming back. Again, I reiterated to you guys last year, it's important that you guys have communications out on that race course, whether it was last year through our radio vendor or on your own. But communication is key, just like in our line of work. And those teams who had that radio communication saw a big difference in being able to communicate with that runner coming in. So that's the best that we've got right now. Question, sir? So for 17 and 18, we are still working with the company because we had to obtain permission to use that parking lot at 18 due to the construction that was on the old course. So I am still working with them, trying to get a hold of them to see if we can keep it the same. The plan is to keep 17 and 18 the same as last year. The only thing that would change that is if we did not obtain permission. Correct. Yes, I've left that intentionally the old way because I don't have an answer to it just yet. And if I leave it blank, people are going to start freaking out like 17 and 18 disappeared. But yes, good question. I'll get on it. I promise. And I'll pass that information as soon as I hear something. So the question for those of you online in regards to parking placards, I want to say it was 9 and 16. Yes, we will continue to have parking placards for both stages. That is not going to change. And the reason being is because of the amount of traffic that is caused. We lost the road at 9 that goes straight down. So that lot is not big enough for that many vehicles. Oh, it was 8 and 16. Sorry, 8 and 16. So, and those placards will be in your package, and we'll go over those. I'll show you exactly what they look like as we move forward. But 100%, we are gonna same as last year in regards to parking placards. One other thing at 6, we are losing some of that parking at 6, and we'll talk about that. I'll hopefully have a diagram if I get onto Google Earth, because we are losing one of the roads there in that dirt area. Any other questions, folks? You can ask now instead of blowing me up on my phone as soon as we end the meeting. Yes, the 10.7 leg is still there. Oh, yeah. 14. All right, y'all. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate your time.